I'm Bill Wake. We're here working on a top simulator, at least the designer's point of view of a top simulator, I guess. And today we'll focus on the user interface. Oh, let's see, we've got a picture. This is the picture we drew yesterday as sort of our wireframe. You're going to have the opening screen, if you will, and in the center of that is the top. The way you design or you specify the top is you list a series of patterns, and to define those patterns, you tap the button on the top right. It brings you to a screen with a list of all the patterns you defined, or you can create a new one. And you tap the button on the top right of the middle screen, and it takes you to a grid where you can edit it and give it a name, and hit save, store it in the list, and then reference it in the main screen. Excuse me. All right. Let's see. Yeah, we're kicking off the simulator. So let's see. So it's going to run tests. That'll just take a minute. Oh, let me just pause this. Okay. So we're going to get three-screen navigation working. This was kind of a refactoring question. I'm still undecided on what to do about that. So we made a good dent on that yesterday. Let's see. So our content view has a navigation view. In there, we just have some arbitrary text, and we tell it, hey, the navigation title should be topple, and it should have a button on the trailing side whose text is patterns, and that is not a detail link. I don't think this matters. That's one thing we want to try out. So that's the first screen. The second screen, let me turn this off if I'm not going to use it. Okay. The second screen is our patterns view. Again, it just has some text. This is the pattern view. And the bar title is patterns. It's got a button trailing going to edit pattern view when you click new, and we say is detail link true. So my understanding of detail link is it's sort of getting at where do you go when you go back? Are you a detail link, a detailed view of the previous view? If so, then you should go back to it. If not, we're going to send you back to the top level. It's, I don't know, a little arbitrary, but okay. All this feels like, I don't know, feels like a bit of bulk to me, but that's kind of the way it is. Then finally we have the edit pattern view. Right now we just say edit the pattern, and it's got a save button. The big thing we have to do this morning is make the save button trigger the same way the return. Well, it needs to save the grid and then return back to the previous screen. And I don't know how to do that. I'm sure there is a way. I mean, it would be stunning to think there isn't. Okay, but I've been surprised before. All right, and I'll run it. Excuse me again. All right. So we should see the three patterns. It should go from the main window to the second patterns view, and you'll have go back to the main window. And then we go to the third pattern, the grid view, and a save button on the right, and a go back to the previous pattern view because it is a detail link. Now, I don't know if we treat that as a cancel. I guess we kind of do. We may keep the same state around. I'm not sure how it manages that. Okay, are you getting going? Okay, that's a simulator error. Apparently, it's just the way it is. Okay, so here we have the main screen. We're going to show the top, and we click patterns. Notice we can go back to the main screen, topple, or we can select a new pattern. And here we can go back to the main screen. I'm sorry, back to the previous screen and back to the previous screen. Now, the save doesn't do anything. Okay, so let's clean up what we have a little bit, and then let's get the, what do we want to do? I guess the save has navigation, and we need to get the navigation. I don't know. The thing people have been showing, there's another way to manage these, and I think it's more. It's more when you have a somewhat unrelated screen, you just want to pop up or something like that, and there you just kind of keep a variable that's in your state that says which screen do I want to use, and if it's true, you show one screen. If it's false, you show another screen. I don't think that's quite what we're after. Now, this was definitely an inspiration. It's more complicated than we needed to do, but it demonstrates the isDetailLink. Now, I think let's explore that one a little bit. I think what okay, this one has to be true because this third view is a subview of the second view. This one I don't think matters. My hypothesis is I'm either going to the root or I'm going to my previous view, which was the root. So in effect, I don't think the detail link matters on this one. It's only the deeper levels that have to do it. Now, it's probably more accurate to say it is truly a detailed link, but I don't think it matters. But we'll see. Okay, and you go back to topple. Yeah, maybe for clarity it helps. I don't know. It does sort of indicate that we got the stack thing going. Okay, I'm going to clean up what we have. Now, okay, so this is our main view. I got the impression we could attach this stuff wherever we wanted. Bar items, I guess that's that. I think we can even attach it here. Let's try that. Kind of like wherever you put it, it's still going to work its way out to the main view and apply it there, is my understanding. Apparently my understanding is wrong. Okay, apparently you have to do it on the at least one level inside. All right, let's undo. Oops. Okay, let's take this and we're going to put it up one line so it's on the VStack, not the navigation view. I don't know why they made that decision. It just seems weird, like unnecessarily complicated to me. You're talking about the navigation view, but you're sticking it on the view inside, and I do remember seeing something about that somewhere. But I had hoped they'd simplified it. Like, make things easy for people. We all start out beginners. I don't think there's any benefit to it being down on a low level. But okay. Patterns, new, back. Ooh. Patterns, new. He's back to topple. Wow. Okay, that was not what I expected. Let's try this again. And maybe it has something with that isDetailLink true. Maybe I missed something there. Patterns, new. Oh. All right, let's try this false. I think this is where I started today. Have I Oh, we didn't check in. I'm terrible at that. Okay. We can probably undo our way to it, but I have video evidence it worked, right? So patterns new goes back to patterns. Oh, interesting. Huh. And let's try taking it off. I don't know. I'm not getting a great model on this. My mental model was if detail link is true, then you're pushing something on the stack and come back to me. And if it's false, you're switching to something and should go back to the top. Patterns new and that. So it literally has to be false. Okay, wow. Okay, I'm just going to do a clean and a run. When in doubt. Patterns new, back to patterns, back to top. Okay, let's commit. I don't know what we've done in here. Okay, we switched to a list of patterns. I guess that's the key thing on the domain side. Specify multiple rings at once, and on the UI we set up the 3-screen navigation. Now, what is very odd to me, and odd not being a good thing in this case, I'm attached to the VStack, but when I believe when I'm going to do it again. I don't know why this is not indented once. I'm going to move it down after the VStack. Now the VStack is the items that we're showing here, and there's going to be a text field. Where you specify patterns. Okay, I would like to be able to put that on the VStack. And why it's got to be on the inner thing. We're not navigating off it or anything like that. So expect this is the top and this is where the text field would be. Okay. And I can go to patterns, back to topple. Please go back to patterns. Yay. Okay. I don't know. Must have tried it without the false or something. Now I don't get. Let's read about is detail link. Whoops. Presents destination as the detail component of the containing navigation. Available when label conforms to view. What's label? Destination conforms to view. So this link presents its destination as the detail component in a multi-column navigation view. Oh, it's really more about, I think it's more the option. Swift UI can automatically detect, hey, this screen is big enough. Maybe we should use a master detail view here. And apparently this style is like that. Primary stack that navigates to a detail view. Use column navigation instead. Do not use this directly. Use columns. Okay. Stack navigation style. Let's go back. Navigation view style. I don't know what this means. Use stack. Okay, series of columns. That's more like the Finder, I guess. The Mac Finder that has a multi-column view. Use stack navigation view style. Represented by a view stack. I don't know where you get to this. Okay, let's try stack navigation view style example Swift UI. Navigation view style. Let's see, where does he do that? On the navigation view. Okay, let's try this. On the view. We'll just see what happens. I'm still learning and experimenting. I just have to go through it lots of times and see what I can do. I don't think I need it, apparently. I mean, it's not... Whoa, what happened there? Patterns. New does not work. Okay, so it is not helping anything. We'll explore that some other day. All right. This one is okay-ish. We don't do anything on the button. We don't need to. On this is the patterns button. The fact that it's a navigation link already makes it do something, and I don't need to do anything else. So I think that one is okay. Now the patterns view, navigation pattern, action is nothing new. Again, I don't think we need to worry about the contents of that. The action is empty, that's fine. Okay, now we're here. Oh, head of navigation link. Yeah, let's take this link off. Destination edit pattern view. We're already doing that with the button. Okay, we'll give this a try. Where's the navigation view? Oh, maybe I messed that up. No. Patterns, topple. Okay. Let's just compare briefly, make sure I didn't. Navigation link, we don't care. I guess, why is this not a navigation view? Okay, let's try that. Now, we may interact with that detail link view thing, or we may not need the detail link view. Okay, go to patterns. Wait, did that changed look? Oh, we're sort of stacking it inside. Yeah, that's not what we want. Not at all. Okay. I guess the navigation view is the outermost thing. All right. Let's just try the variations here. Detail link false. My hypothesis is it's going to navigate back to the top level instead of the previous one. Patterns new, and there's the top. Okay. And same thing if we take it out. Oh, are we back? Was it always unnecessary? All that grief? Patterns to topple. Oh my gosh. Okay. Text, navigation bar edit, and navigation bar save. This one needs some action. Okay. Let's commit this. All right, so content view is what I think it should be. Patterns view is what I think it'd be, at least modulo the contents. This one is what we think it should be, but we don't know how to do a save. So what's the query? It's something about Swift UI, navigation back. On save button, maybe something like that. Yeah. Okay, I think this one is... Okay, I got navigation link. Yeah, I think that's a different answer. I know we saw this one yesterday. Navigation view and button click. Okay. Let's try this one. Navigation link. Okay, he's doing the sheet is presented thing. Oh. Self-presentation mode.wrap-to-value.dismiss. Okay, that's not what I would have guessed. Let's leave that up. Okay, this was adding the button bar items. Oh, he's got toolbar items. Not quite what we're after. Okay, that's kind of what we did. We thought about putting a plus sign instead of a new. Might be good. I don't recall seeing like the Swift UI guidelines or anything. Be interesting to know. Okay, horizontal stack. No, that's not helping. This one was long. It had a lot of stuff in it. Okay, navigation title. Yeah, belongs to the text view, not the navigation view. It's the correct, like, why? I don't get it. Okay, that's some argument anyway. If we attach it to the navigation, we're saying it's fixed. Use it on any inside nav view. Crazy. Okay, large. Now we could definitely do a display mode large on the first one. But I think it actually looked better this way. We did try that. Okay, presenting new views. Yes. Passing data. That's what we want. Programmatic navigation. A second initializer that has an isActive parameter. Can probably trigger the activation of a navigation link by setting whatever state it's watching to true. All right, this is sort of on the lines. Okay, navigation link, destination second view. Okay, navigation. Oops, let's get this one. Navigation link, destination view. It adds an extra parameter that says, should I make that available? Right. Okay, that's more on the front end, like on our patterns view. Should I make this available? Not so good. Oh, interesting. We can add a tag. Okay, that's to allow different navigations. Yeah. You can use your state property to dismiss as well as present. That's not quite what we want. Okay, bar button items. Split views. Oh, it's not quite there. How about Swift UI programmatic? He used that word. I'm afraid he's only going to give us forward again. Yeah, that's... It's helpful for some situations, but it's not helpful for the situation we're in. Okay. That's... Okay, I'm sure we'll run across this again if we need it. This one... I don't know if presentation mode is something he defined. Well, pushing is screen active. Well, pop is good. Okay. iOS 13 no longer resident navigation destination link has been deprecated. Okay. Navigation link. Navigation link views are fine if you don't need to programmatically dismiss. That's what we're using, right? Navigation link. Well, maybe we should just look up navigation link on the Apple documentation. Yeah, the back button. Yeah. There's an isActive, which is a bool. Well, maybe we have to do that. Declare a state variable that lets you show the value of the tag. Well, it doesn't sound quite right to us. Okay, we can pass in stuff. That's fine. Navigation link pop. That sounds promising. What's this one? Well, we're seeing that again. Presentation. That must be a value. I don't know. Let's try that. Where did we see that before? Was it here? This is worth a shot. Okay, so we're definitely experimenting. We're going to be in the edit view. The action is going to be, and let's give ourselves a little notice here. About to dismiss edit pattern view. All right. Yikes. Okay. Edit pattern view has no member presentation mode. All right. So where's that coming from? Was that, did they create an environment variable up here? Presentation mode. Well, that's what the guy was trying. Environment variables. Whether the view is currently being presented by another view. Is presented and dismiss. Well, maybe we have to get to the environment variable. I'm assuming that means it's a sort of a standard environment variable, but it's up here. Let's see if they have any explanation. To read a value, declare an environment wrapper. And I think that's kind of what was going on here. Yeah. It's in the second one. Okay, let's. In the second view, we declare the presentation mode we want to access, and then we can get to it. Okay. So we're hoping the navigation stays the same, and when I hit save, we get our little message and we pop back up to the patterns level. Patterns, new, save, back to patterns. Yay. Okay, we got our message. Yes, we did. Okay. I'm happy. Okay. Let's see. So we make the save button do programmatic navigation back to the previous view. Okay. Now, I don't know how ugly we want to be on the way here. Let's start extracting these. Sometimes it's helpful to keep them in the same file. Maybe we could leave it that way for a bit. But what I really want, I mean, this is all the structural view. I would really like this to become another view. Let me let's call it how about top? I don't know. I want to say content view. Well, content body view. Okay, and it is some view. Whoops. It's a view with a body that is some view. Okay. And I need to return it, yes. Okay, what I want to return in it is this. So I'm trying to separate out the contents of this view, and then this thing is going to be a content body view. All right. And you're all happy. Okay. Let's make sure everything's working as expected. When I'm not super clear on it, I'm just taking tinier steps. I know it's a little slow. All right, but if this works, the view should appear here and it should all navigate correctly still. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. So that gives me a pattern on this that we can, I'm going to leave the 3 navigation views up here, and then I'll extract these out into separate files and we can edit them appropriately. I think that'll work. We're going to have to be passing some state around and stuff like that. But all right, well, we've gone a while without a break. Let's take a 2 or 3 minute break, and we'll come back and do some more separation on these body views of things, and see if we can start pulling in the real code. All right, see you in 2 or 3 minutes. Hi, welcome back. All right, let's see. So we're going to go ahead and extract the body view into its own file. The name could be better, but we'll get there. All right, so let's do it. Copy. I guess I could. Add a new file. Should be a Swift file. And it's content body view. I don't think we need that import. Okay, and we'll take it out of here. Maybe this is pattern navigation view. And then patterns view for the other. Maybe just pattern navigation. I don't think we need to belabor too much. And then this, we'll do the same thing we did before. The patterns view is a view with a body that is some view. The contents of the body are this. And this will now use patterns view. Okay. We'll extract this. Patterns view. File, new file, Swift. A little more accurate. Okay. Oh, we had to import. We must have that same problem on the other one too, right? There we go. All right, and then content view, edit. How about edit navigation? Edit pattern navigation. I don't know. Not for the first time. I wish I had somebody who was really into the community and knew what they were doing as my pair. All right, so we'll struct with edit pattern. I don't know, does view on the end help? All the examples seem to do it. I just don't know. I don't really like when you use a pattern. I sometimes use the name of the pattern piece in the name, but I don't always. I don't know if I have a policy on how I know when to do that. Okay. Thank you. Edit pattern view. All right, and this should run. Oh no. This is the patterns view, does not navigate. Patterns view. I'm going to put this, I think I can put it in a group, which does no formatting, but just holds it. Let's try that. right. Paying the price for jumping ahead too fast, I guess. All right, let's compare. The old one was text something. I swapped in my patterns view and everything went crazy. All right, let's try putting the group on the outside. No. All right, we're going to try substituting the text back and see if we've... All right, so that's this one. And this was text patterns. No. Okay. It's displaying patterns, right? So it's got that much. Patterns. No, it's not displaying patterns. Okay, what's going on? Now that looks like the old one, right? Text, blah, blah, blah. So apparently it's this stuff. I guess I didn't run it right after this one, did I? Let's put this in a VStack. And we'll put an extra brace here. I don't know why programmatic, my new defined views would not work, but that's the issue. Oh. What? Okay. Let's just revert this one. Yes. Okay, make sure this still runs. Apparently not. Patterns view. Okay. Still an error. Edit pattern view. Okay, fine. I'm not sure I'm saving myself anything in the end here, but now this should take us back to where we were. Such a handy word, should, right? Patterns, new, save, new, patterns, topple. Okay, the navigation is correct. Let's take smaller bites. All right, so content body view, if I substitute that for text, does it work? And I think the answer is going to be no. I don't know why. I had thought you could kind of stack these things and replace them pretty transparently. Okay, it does seem to work. Okay, well, that's a good thing. Okay, so content body view. Now this one. Oh, shoot. I'm replacing the wrong thing. Okay, so I want this to be content body view. Whoops. Now we want to see the stuff about content body view here, but we don't want to mess up the navigation. And I feel like maybe the navigation is going to be messed up. No, it looks good. Okay. That substitution is okay. All right, so let's commit that. Okay, now this one, patterns view. Okay, I want to rename this to patterns navigation. So my rule is slow down when you start messing up, even if it feels painful. And this with the UI and this cycle of waiting 5 seconds here, I don't know. I don't think I can do it with the little built-in simulator. It only looks at one screen at a time. I think you can't interact. Okay. Okay. Well, that okay, we renamed. So pattern view to pattern navigation. Okay. Well, those patterns, but we'll let it go. All right. So now if I substitute patterns view, let's reactivate this. Patterns view is a view with the body some text. Okay. That seemed to be the thing that had a problem last time. So we lost our navigation. Like, I don't know what I did. Okay, but I'll take it. Introduce a patterns view. Okay, let's rename this to navigation. How about, yeah, edit pattern navigation. All right. All right, so now let's take this one out. Let's restore edit pattern view. Okay, and comment that. And I'm just gonna Take it slow. We'll do the build then the run. I don't know if maybe doing the rename, maybe it got a little confused about what edit pattern view was. Maybe, I don't know. I guess I should see it work first and then speculate. Okay, and let's run. So that's my pattern in life sometimes, it's like you get it in 5 minutes, but it doesn't actually work. Okay, so now I feel like we've extract edit pattern view. Okay. My hope is we've successfully separated the navigation from the contents, which are in these little views, and that we can start pulling stuff back in. Wow, that's a lot of stuff. Okay. So, okay. Let's work on this main content view. Okay, so well, let's start pulling stuff back. I don't think there's any harm in these. Unfortunately, I think the best place for them is this top level view here. All right, and in this one we have 7 of these, so let's do this nested array init, the outer one, repeating this. Whoops. With a count of 7. Is that going to read okay? I'm probably being stupid. It worked the other way, but okay. The colors, we still have to figure that out. Okay, so we've basically pulled out this stuff from here. Now, the view, we're going to have to pass this in. This stuff is the contents of our views. And this one is really our editing view. Pattern, wherever pattern is. Oh, there's pattern. Yeah. Well, maybe this can be on the inside of that thing. Okay, let me not be stupid for once. Like, I had it working this way. Let's keep it working this way. And then after it's running, then we can make some decisions about it. And I think the fact is it's probably not even needed for what we're doing. Okay, so what I'm thinking is content body view maybe can own those things. And content body view, let's take this VStack. That's the editing one. This stuff is our old display stuff. And the display stuff belongs on the content view. So let's go over there. content body view. Okay, and so what we're saying is that's what we're going to paste in. We need some other stuff. We need the go function. Somewhere. The view, it's outside the view. Okay. So, and then we're going to need references to these things. The arcs, are they... Well, that's this stuff again. We'll get it all straightened out how it's getting where it belongs. But for now, I'm just going to get something going. Okay, so I got a bunch of data. All right, and then I have a view. Let's start peeling off quote or slashes on these. Okay. I'm going to comment these, uncomment these. My shape. Okay, let's go pull that thing. That's another one we want to get out. Okay. Put him down here. And it's really the top. And here's our go function. Oops. Try that one. All right, I'm going to format. Okay, so I feel like this is self-contained and it's not complaining, which is a good sign. Let's see if it just works. That's what we're hoping for. The navigation's not tied in. We don't even have a concept of the middle screen. Like, what are the patterns? We've never had a list of patterns or a hash map or whatever. And we're hoping to see a picture of a top with a bunch of circles or arcs. The delay always makes me question myself. Okay. That's cool. Let's see if we can enter something. And if I just do 1, 1, 1, 1, whoops. 1, 1, 1, 1. I don't know what keystroke I bump, but I do something that minimizes that. Let's do 1, 1. And 0, 1, 1, 1. Just see what we get. Okay. This one. Let's put one more 1 on there. Okay, yeah. And if I take out this one. Right. Yeah, that's what I would expect. The 0 first says, normally this is a dash pattern. Draw, don't draw, draw, don't draw. 0 first says, don't draw me. So we don't get anything in that first quadrant. Or we get an empty slice there, and then the first 1 covers the blank here. Probably the way to say it. We're going to get rid of that, though. You're just going to be clicking patterns after a while. Does navigation still work? Yes. Okay. That is a relief to me. Okay, so this tells me we don't need this in the content view. At least for now. We'll work out better later. All right, and then We still want to do this, and this is like the editing view. So let's, oh, you do it during comments. How nice of you. Okay. That was up to here. Okay, so we're just reconstructing what we had before. Well, you know what? Let's commit this. Restore old top drawing. Okay, now we're gonna restore some of this. We don't need, well, we'll save this for a moment. We don't need this line. Okay. I think I got one extra brace, and I got to get the pattern pulled in. Content body view makes no reference to the pattern. Right? All right. Oops, it had one reference to the pattern. Did I pull the colors? Pattern? What? Okay, where did the colors go? How did that work? Oh. All right. That one seems happy. This one should be happy. Use a view with the state. Let's clean. Run. Okay, it's building. All right, so this thing, basically it runs through the rows and the columns. It displays the color dot, and then it's got a button. Oh, well, the button is to toggle it, and then the display of the button is the color that corresponds to that cell. Okay, so let's go patterns, new. Hey, haha. I don't know what a good proper A looks like, but something like that. Okay. And then we go back, and then I don't know if we lose our state. Yes, okay. Which makes the cancel. Yeah, that's reasonable, I think. It'd be nice if it saved it maybe, and we could probably arrange for that, but okay. So now let's check this in. Restore pattern editing page. I don't know what I should call these pages, screens. They all sound a little funny. All right, now I'm going to try my double initialization, init, and he's repeating this array init, and his count is 7. I don't know, the duplication just bugged me. I don't think it was critical to do it right now, but all right, patterns, new, edit, they look the same. Okay. Save and back. Okay. Okay, so how's this thing looking? Let's clean up a little. I guess I could pull these up. Okay, I'm going to take out the prints. And then my shape, basically it's referencing arc. Where does it get used? Okay, you feed in the arc. So it's really an arc. It's almost like an arc view. Maybe we'll call it arc shape. And shape is a view. Okay, I'm just gonna, I think that was all textual. Just clean up. I guess it's still a refactor. Okay, so this is an arc. I'm going to say arc shape. I don't know. I don't think. Whoa. Xcode bug. All right, we'll do it manually. I'll change it, and then up here I need to change it. I don't think there are other references, but we'll run it and make sure. Like, wow, what's up, Xcode? Okay. That all looks fine. MacBook Air M1. No, I wish it were. What do we? It's like a 5-year-old Mac or something. It certainly explains part of this one. It has a pretty good disk drive in it, but yeah, so maybe in my future. Actually, use the gaming laptop. Not really. I mean, just to have, play on somebody else's a little bit, but um, I don't do enough games probably to justify the fancy graphics card and all that. I'm actually kind of considering a Mac Mini because I haven't been using this as a portable one very much. So I don't know. I know they're updating it in a few months, and it's like, oh, you always want to wait. Okay, so we got the arc shape. Let's pull that to a new file. So what about you? What are you running on? Yeah, I use Windows some. Just I don't do much programming there. I use it when I have to. Arc shape. Ah, for gaming or programming, or what are you going to be doing with it? All right, we need our Swift UI. Hmm. Yeah, the people who have those thin laptops really like them. Mine's moderate. It's a MacBook Pro from not the super Air ones, but it was a lot lighter than my previous one, which is like an inch thick. Um, it's handy for dragging around, that's for sure. But you don't get as much space, and you don't get as much stuff. Oh, don't have any PC. Yeah, there's certainly a lot of options out there. All right, let's run. Make sure this goes. Yeah, I don't know what people are using these days. I got a couple friends that are playing with Unity a bit, which is basically C sharp and that kind of stuff, and has built-in things. But I don't know what the real world is for game development. There's some nice stuff on the Mac side too. There's a lot of predefined shapes and libraries and widgets and this and that, but you're definitely strictly iOS. Okay, let's see. This is running. Edits there. Okay, and our arc shapes is all extracted. Okay, so that's um, okay. So we have, well, colors we're using just kind of in a default way. I don't know. This color index thing is not the way I want it, but that's okay. This arcs is the starting picture. The color references are here 1, 1, 2, 3. So that's why we have the colors on our opening screen there. Um, well, I think this is okay in the sense that yeah, okay, dash is our array of these. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's all as lovely as it could be, but that's okay. Um, this go function, on the other hand, it really doesn't belong here. I mean, it's got dashes. Hmm. Well, maybe it does. Splitting out the separators is definitely a job here. This is the string form of it. Doing string work is fine. Mapping everything to doubles, that's turning the string into doubles. I guess that's all legitimate work. I'm just going to move this down. Let top. Well, I'm going to inline this. I don't think I have an inline yet. No. I'm basically making a new top every time they put in a new pattern. Yeah, when you don't have the money, it's not not the most important thing. I mean, you can get by on a pretty cheap PC for some game development. It depends if you want to be, writing your 3D, game that would take a team of programmers in real life to implement. You're going to want the best you can get for that stuff. But if you just want to get started on game development, you can start out pretty simple. I think something even pretty moderate. It's a little frustrating when it goes slow. As you can see, I'm prone to that too. But it's you can get started and get the patterns in your head and all that stuff. Maybe that's a great way to start. But yeah. I don't know what they recommend for to get Visual Studio on it, or one of the lighter environments maybe. But even like a $300 PC today is a lot nicer than $1,500 PC a few years ago. So maybe not so bad. All right, I think this will get us going there. The deal is I want to switch. So my intent is that this will no longer be a list of numbers, because you're saying, break up the circle into the pieces, so when I say 1, 1, well, let's do 1, 2, 1. I'm saying the first quadrant gets a 1, the second two quadrants get an empty, the fourth, or the last one corresponds to the fourth quadrant. It's really painful. If you were watching the other day when I was trying to make letters out of it, like, oh my goodness, just so painful. I had to watch it to edit it, and it's like, okay, wow. So I want to just change. This is where the pattern editing is going to come in. Let's go back here. The idea is you'll edit something. You'll make a little pattern. You'll give it a name, and then it'll show up in your list here. And if this is I would have it on the list here, and then I could just type I. And I'm thinking like a space is going to be like a one column set of letters, or a very thin set of letters. I'm not sure how to make it quite there, but kind of 1/7 or something. If I got a 7 dot width, or I guess it's a 5 dot width. But anyway, you should just be able to type ABCD and see an ABCD in here, and that was basically found by doing this. So I guess it's kind of at the moment of truth here. I've got something that changes dots. I don't have it saving anywhere. I don't have a list of stuff. And this thing doesn't have access to the list of stuff. But I think our top pattern, our top level item is going to need access to the list. Okay. And we haven't defined a pattern. And maybe it's a block. I don't know what to call this. Well, I'm calling it pattern in my little language here. So maybe pattern, linguistically what I'm saying here. So I need to define a pattern as a grid of stuff. And then I need a list of patterns or a dictionary. Maybe it's a dictionary of patterns. You're looking them up by name. And so that's a library, right? It's a set of these things. Okay, so we're going to go back to the domain side, and we're going to make something that represents one pattern. And I don't think it knows its name. I think it's just the pattern. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to force them to be 5 by 7. That seems a little arbitrary at this point. All right, so let's develop a pattern and a library, and the library maps names to patterns. And this is just a double array, and this is just a dictionary, but I don't know. We'll do a little mapping on it, and I don't know. It's such a boring type. Maybe it's not worth. Maybe I should just start with the library and let the patterns be double arrays of booleans like we have. I don't think it's so confusing. All right, so a library, we need to look up stuff, and we need to provide the list in alphabetical order, and that's about it. Okay. We've been going for a while again, so let's take another quick break. I think, again, just 2 or 3 minutes, and we'll come back and get this library object working there. Oh, what app am I using? This is Xcode. It's a development environment for iOS. Yeah, I can't give you any advice at the level of that stuff. Probably if you're in school, you probably got more people there that can give you better advice. 512 gig SSD. Yeah, for designing the interface, this is the Swift UI library, and you basically have these keywords that are all types of views. They all stack up. So a VStack is a vertical stack of all these things. ZStack is the other way. Oh, designing the interface, the key file. That's just Keynote, which is like PowerPoint. There's a few shapes that are predefined. So I grabbed a target shape here for the rings, and just little boxes I drew with this. It's not super fast, but it's enough to get me the wireframe aspect of it. Okay. Anyway, let's take a break, 2 or 3 minutes, and come back and tackle this library. All right, welcome back. Let's see. Oh, I use Figma. Yeah, that's cool. I looked at that a little bit, and if you had to do a bunch of that stuff, and especially if you were sharing with other people, that would really be a quick way to do it. And I don't remember, do they have a sort of a prototyping version? You can kind of pseudo run it or something, maybe. Haven't played with it in a while, but yeah, it's good to have that stuff. The other one I use, well, what I wish I had in Keynote was I just wish I had a bunch of, like, here's an iOS screen, here's a text field, here's an image with an X through it, or whatever the conventions are. And maybe I should see if you can add that in. I imagine you can. I mean, you can certainly have your own little media library of that. Maybe I should do that sometime. That would be much quicker than what I did the other day. But yeah, anyway. All right. So what are the diffs here before I go too far? VStack. Okay, I modified the top a little bit. Okay. All right, and I'm starting to get a little bit lost in the what's what here department. Let's call this the view side. Let's put content view in there. Content body view. Patterns view and arc shape and edit pattern view. I don't know. That's not alphabetical. It's kind of the order. The order they show up as you go top to bottom. Okay, and then let's put a model group, I guess. Top and arc, I think, are all we have in there. The app's the top level, that's top level, that's top level. Okay, and then we'll make the corresponding. Well, we don't do just UI tests, so maybe it's not so critical. Okay, and I don't know. I always end up wanting them alphabetically anyway, so let's just do that. Okay. And we'll just give our tests a run, make sure everything's still good there, but nothing we did should have changed that. We didn't touch anything down in arc or top. Okay, and I'm going to start a new test. I don't know if I can do that while it's still thinking. Okay. Let's add a library test. Okay, okay, so I guess our library. Let's start with some lookup. So if you so let's make a library. Well, let's do it var. Okay, that should complain. Let's put a little class up here. And a lot of times it's faster to just test these things into place in the same file. So, all right, so library.add. We want to say name, pattern, true. All right, so I'm assuming it's taking a string and associating it with a double array of booleans. Yeah, maybe I'll regret that someday, but we'll start there. All right, and then I want to assert well, library sub pattern should be my double array. Okay, and I think Well, we'll give this thing something. All right. Let's give it the methods. Func add string name Boolean. I'm still typing Java after all this time. Okay. And then a subscript. Oh, I forget how you do these. Index int yields this is annoying. Okay. Missing arguments name pattern. I guess I can make those optional. Okay, so everything's compiling. Let's run it. Should fail because nothing's doing anything. And I don't know, maybe I have a subscript assignment subscript in Swift. Yes, that should fail. Okay. Does not equal true. All right, let's just give it a dictionary. String to bool. I don't know, maybe I'm not getting much more than a dictionary anyway. Connect two values. I don't know if I can use it for assignment. Well, let's just look up dictionary. If it does it, we'll know you do it. Let's go down to its things. Okay. Subscript key value. Okay. We'll need keys. Oh, it's kind of too bad there. Enumerated, it would be nice if it just gave you the... Well, it does give you those. It gives you N and a dictionary. Oh, interesting. Okay. Underestimated count. All right, so we can get the keys. It looks like you use a subscript, but I don't know where the add was. To add a new key value, assign a value to a key that isn't in there. Okay, let's find subscript. I don't see something that lets us do that. Subscript of key gives value. Subscript of key with the default value gives value. Subscript of key value index gives a dictionary. Accesses the pair at the specified position. Okay, I don't think we get access to that. So I can do add. Dictionary system name equals pattern. And we want to return dictionary sub name. Okay. And oops. Oh, how do I want to handle that? I'm just going to do this for now. Okay, so if you don't have it, it's going to return an empty one. We should probably check that too. Let's return garbage for now. Okay, lookup found. And I think this should pass. Okay. So this should really be empty. We're not going to do the add. Library, looking for something that's not there. That should fail. All right, and we can just default it in. Whoops. I don't want to launch. I want to run tests. Let's see if it'll just take over. All right, and then I guess the other thing I want to do is get a list of keys. Now, I don't know if I should make this a stream. What does dictionary look like? It just has a var. And a keys, you can iterate over it, yeah. Let's say frozen struct. Well, okay, let's give this a keys method. Function keys returns array of, well, what I really want is a sequence. Bool. Oh, I have to do a fair bit of work to get a sequence out of that. Is that going to work? No. Well, let's do this. I can see I'm not happy with my types. Oh, no, he expects an array of string. Okay, we got nothing. All right, so we're going to return keys dot, dictionary dot keys dot sorted. Okay, now the only, this, I feel like, oh boy, we would be better off being generic over this stuff. And I don't know, I've been doing this lately, like key and then all uppercase. I don't think it really fits the way people do, but let's see if this. So, sorry, key. And there's probably got to be something on, yeah, key of hashable. And this goes to pattern. Ooh. Key is also got to be comparable. Forget how you say these. Is it and? Cannot convert any. All right, let's get the string array bool. And what am I going to do in my subscript case where I don't have a value? Maybe I just have to do this. All right, and now my test should fail. In the middle here. Oh, all these things have to. Right, nil coming back. It's not making me. Okay. Okay, so we have a library. You specify the types as a client of it, but you get the keys, and I think that's got the stuff we need. So, what else do we care about? I guess we might want to know if it contains a pattern. Let's add that. Basically contains a key. So we'll create a library. We'll add to it library.add. We'll put in key and true. And we will say assert true library.contains key and assert false library. Okay. Implies a function contains name of key, returning a bool. We'll just return false. Okay, and it really should be doing a contains key. Oh, what? where key goes to key value bool. Do I have to just look it up? Subname equal nil. Alrighty. Let's pull this into a new file. It's our library class. Okay. Oops. I want to run tests first. All right, so we added a library class that maps key to pattern. And we're going to switch back over to the UI side and make use of this thing. All right. Edit pattern view actually is interesting. Let's see what we can do with that. I mean, I hate to be so similar, but displaying it is very similar to editing it. Maybe I can do it with something that determines if the button is active. Deactivate the button. Wow, this thing is It's very close to what I want. Just the only thing different is that edit the pattern stuff. But the body of this thing, let's see, can Swift UI view? I'm hoping there's something on there to just make it inactive or something like that. hidden. Right, it'd be nice to know if there was... Maybe it can just tell me. If I do text dot... Yes, you're supposed to suggest it. Text dot... I don't know, Xcode's seeming a little flaky here. If I try it up here. I mean, like, there's font. I feel like there was something else on there. Three tries, not working. Okay. How about deactivate button? Disabled view modifier. Yeah, so I think I can put it, yeah. You can use the modifier on the thing above it all. Okay. So it would be nice. Well, the edit pattern view, that does have two things, but this piece, let's extract out a view. Let's make just a pattern view. Yeah. It's a view. It's got a body, which is some view. And then we'll take the contents, put it in here. He's got to have a reference to the pattern. So let's just do binding. Okay, and then when you create it, you have to pass in the reference to it. Pattern is, and I guess that. Get the binding to it. Okay, so if this works, we should get two copies, the pattern view and the body that we always had. Referencing the same one, so they probably should look the same. Patterns new, yeah, two of them. Bink, 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 bink. Yes, that's good. Now I can get this out of here. And let's extract this into its own file. View, new. Okay. We should be down to one copy now. Should build. Three, 5, 7, 3, 5. Okay. Back. Alrighty, so now this one, patterns view. Oh well, let's check this in. Extract pattern view. I think I'm going to change this to library view. It's probably more accurate. Okay, and it changed the file. Okay. Haven't been keeping up with my to-do. Okay, we got the navigation working. Let's record that. 2021-06-23. You can see we ended up with double array of booleans too, and we kind of didn't really make a full class out of that. All right, so we got three screen navigation working. We extracted navigation and body classes, so navigation is separate. Okay, that's good. And we created a library class mapping names to patterns. All right, and what I'd like to do now, and we won't finish it in the next 5 minutes, I would like to make the library view show a grid of patterns, its contents. Okay. I guess that's kind of obvious. There. Okay, so let's go back to the library view. Right, and this thing he needs a library, but we also want access to it from the front page. So the library, the new version of this is just going to be patterns, pattern names matched up to the library. So the top level state has to be up at content view or higher. We don't have that open. Library view, content view. Okay, so let's create a state for that. And we want the patterns, well, let's call it library. Equals library of string to double array of bool. Okay, that should be fine. No. Well, what the heck? We have our test. Oh, we need to rename this file. Rerun this test. Yeah, something screwed up. Okay, was that all here? All right, we'll comment that out for a minute. Well, I'm trying to say string bool. Okay. No such module. Okay, tests are all happy. We did a rename library to library tests. I don't think the view matters. Yeah, that's just comment. Okay. I'm hoping it was confused about which type to work with. Did I lose content? Oh, I don't want it in content body. I think I need this up in content view. Okay. So I would like the pattern. Yeah, patterns navigation needs access to that as well. Okay, so let's go to patterns navigation. That's down here. Okay, so he needs a binding to it. All right, and then up here we're gonna have to pass it in. Library is library. Okay, so what we're doing, we're creating, yes, $1. We're creating the library up here. That's the add state. Creates it as sort of tied to this view, owned by this view, maybe is a way to say it. Then we're passing it into the patterns navigation. It's now got a reference to the library and it can edit it. Okay, that's the $, means it's a binding and goes both ways. All right. Now the edit pattern navigation, I don't know if we'll need the library or not. We probably will, but I'm just trying to display the patterns for now. And okay, but our library view doesn't have access to it, so I think we're going to have to pass it into there as well. Library view is going to do all the work. Okay, so let's put this down here. Now content body's got to pass it in. should complain. Oh no. Content view should complain. Content view, library view. Well, let's do a build. Let's see it complain because something's not quite right. Okay. Library. All right, so we're just passing it down the line. I keep forgetting these dollars. Library. Missing argument for parameter library. Do I not pass the dollar? Let's build it. I don't know if I'm binding my binding. I guess I'm okay. All right. So now we've, I believe, successfully got the library passed down to the library view. We will pick up there tomorrow, Thursday, 1 to 3 p.m. Let me add, if you want to go to xp123.com sometime this afternoon, I'll have a new article up about interactions between objects, kind of showing how much worse things get when you interconnect things too much. All right. Thanks for joining me today, and I will catch you in the future. Bye-bye.